So this evening we're going to have a go at a Caddis, one of these. A brilliant little fly that is going to start hatching off properly in May, June time. But with May only being a couple of weeks away, I thought we would get a few knocked up. So you can do them any of these ways, like so, or a little pink sighter posting, just to make it easy for you to see. Key things that you'll need: deer hair, a type of dubbing, or personally I'm using a micro dirty bug yarn from the Flysmith. This stuff is incredible. If you struggle with making your dubbing noodle like an even kind of thickness and consistency, then that is definitely something you need. Also, a nice heavy bobbin like the Pinnacle bobbin here. The heavy and more expensive bobbins like these have never really factored into it for me until I picked up one of those, and I have not put them down since. Got titanium blue, black and gold, and every time a new one comes out I'll get one. Things like that are going to make a difference between making a fly more consistent and same every time, to just throwing some fur on a hook and hoping that it sticks. So follow along, have a go yourself, and let me know how you get on, and yeah, good luck. Right, we'll start off catching the thread just behind the eye. With this really thin GSB, it's a good idea to get a good few wraps before you let it hang. Quite a bit tends to slip off, but it's just how it is. I like to use the thinner threads when I'm doing little flies, little dry flies specifically, because it allows you to put more wraps on top of the materials without creating a load of bulk. So it's at this point I'm going to catch in hackle feather from that lovely cape from Whiting Farms. Costs a couple of quid, but it's really worth it. It's a very, very good material, very high quality, and you couldn't really do a better job with that. So there is the hackle feather caught in at the back. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the dirty bug yarn from the Flysmith. Normally a dubbing noodle, yeah, that'll work, but I thought I'll give it a go with this, and I'm finding it to be really, really consistent. You're not worried about inconsistencies in the thickness of your dubbing noodle. Catch in the bug yarn and work your thread all the way to the front of the fly. Cover the whole hook, hold up the eye, nice thin thread, like so. So, and focus, holding your thread up high using the rotary function on the vise, if you have a rotary. If not, careful wraps. Slowly bring the bug yarn towards the front of the hook. So here you'll see we've got a very small portion, probably half a hook eye's length, in between the front of the hook and where the bug yarn ends up. Catch it in like so, as is away, 2 wraps behind, 2 wraps in front, trim away bug yarn, like so. Next, Flysmith again, hackle shackles. Once you put something in these hackle shackles, they will not let go. So, same principle, wrap, slowly wrap it up the hook, like so. Notice we're just behind the eye again. Bring the thread up, so it's not too long, easier to control. Up and over, once, twice, and that is more than enough to keep it trapped in. And the weight of the Pinnacle bobbin will just keep it in place. Your thread will stay nice and secure, and you haven't got to worry about it coming loose. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to, in one smooth pass, trim the top of the fly. Get a couple of stragglers at the back. And that is a nice flat bed for the next step. The next step is going to be a little bit of deer hair in this lovely little hair stacker, Flysmith again. I can't remember the exact name of it, I think it's the micro stacker. Give it a couple of taps on the back of your hand or a desk, and then pull it out ever so slowly and you'll see there's your hair stacked. Carefully pick out any little bits of waste and pull the hair out of the stacker. From here, offer it up to the hook just to check length. You see the tips, I want the tips to extend just behind the bend of the hook. So now, I know that just in front of where my finger is here, that's where I want to trim off. So I'm able to catch in all this material, like so. Put a couple of wraps on before you start to give it some pressure. And then, slowly working forward, back, through the front of the hook where you've just got in the hair, like so. Whip finish. 1, 2, 3. And there we have it. Caddis. Simple, effective, and using that dirty bug yarn so consistent every single time.